the JavaScript 101 series. And my name is Dennis Washira, a computer science student at Kirinyaga University, and also a Microsoft Run student ambassador. And I'll be taking you through our today's project, which is Rock, Paper, Scissors game. It's a simple game to play around with your friend, and also it's a simple game to build using JavaScript. So we'll be building it from the scratch up to the end. It will be just an easy one. I can share my screen to show you how. And before we start, today's we have great news to announce in this our event. 3 of our attendees have been selected to be Microsoft Student Run Ambassador. Congratulations to them, Gideon, Charity, and Felicia. I think they are on the meeting, so Gideon, you can say hi. Gideon, can't hear you. Gideon, I think your audio problem, you have an audio problem. So as you fix that, Charity, can introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening too.
Okay, yeah. So it's indeed a nice evening and with great news. I know most of you know me. My name is Charity Jolimo. Have been here before and I've been interacted with most of you. But maybe for today, I think I have a new title in town, ambassador. Yeah, so I'm uh happy to share that. Yeah, I am the new ambassador for Kirinyaga University and can't wait and looking forward to sharing more with you all. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you, everyone.
That's awesome. So Gideon, are you able now to speak? Not yet. Gideon, we can't hear you. I think your audio has a problem. Okay, and my host, David and Brian, you can say hi.
Hello everyone. Thank you for attending today's event. So I know today you are going to run a lot and I hope mlifanya the project nipiana jana. So if bado mjafanya that project, ensure that you do it so that you can skill up, and then if you encounter a problem, ensure to reach me or Dennis or Brian or Charity ama Freshia, the new ambassadors, or anyone else. So I guess you can introduce myself. So I'm David Munyiri, better MRSA na a fourth year computer science. Thank you.
You're welcome. Brian, Brian, can't hear you. Brian, so I think you'll come back later. Brian, I think your audio is having a problem. So the other Microsoft Run student is Freshia Joki. She is on the meeting, but she's not in a position of speaking. So she will introduce herself in our next meeting. So thank you guys for attending this event. And today's project is rock paper.
Hello, Dennis.
Yes, you have
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I was facing some issues with my microphone. Okay, my name is Brian Kemboi, and yeah, I think we have been we've been interacting with the members. I'm a second year student at Kirinyaga University. So with me here is Gideon Ngetich. I think he had also a problem of maybe connecting, so we can get to hear from him these particular points.
Hi everyone, my name is
yes.
Gideon Ngetich, second year student at Kirinyaga University, and also the newly elected Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador is a good program. I'd like to encourage everyone to apply since it's a good program as it provides the following advantages. One gets access to 360 Microsoft. The other one is one also gets the swag prizes as an ambassador. I'll also encourage anyone to apply. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was
think that's all from our side. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was from Gideon, Charity, and Fresia, and we encourage everyone. Like the next call to be in, I think, July. So you can start applying your application from now. Be prepared. We shall probably have an event to guide you through how to apply, how to go on with the questions, and come up with good responses and making a good video. And without wasting time, so these are my screen. Is my screen visible? Can somebody confirm, please?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So these are rock, paper, scissors game which you'll be building today. It is a simple game that it's mostly played by youth and everyone in the world. And if I get to chat GPT, so this is just the definition of that game. The rock beats scissors. These are predefined rules that governs the game. So the rocks beat scissors.
Dennis, we can't see your screen. Yeah, now it's visible.
Uh, so the game consists of each player making one of three hard gestures at the same time, representing rock, paper, and scissors. And the winner is determined based on which gestures beat the other according to the set of predefined rules. And the three predefined rules are rocks beats scissors, scissors beat paper, and paper beats rock. So in our today's game, it will be you playing against the computer. So the computer will just be getting random guesses. Then you choose one, and if you choose rock, this is the response that you win. The rock beats scissors because the computer selected scissors, and rock beats scissors. And if you choose paper, the same, you win because the paper beats rocks, and also scissors you lose because rock beats scissors. So these are just simple implementation, and it's gotten through. So this is the code that I'll be using. So let's have a new VS Code. We have a new file. index.html. And simple. Yeah. So we have a predefined HTML document. Then we can just name it rock paper. Rock paper game. Then on the body tag, so that's where we include our tags. We have you can have an H1. Says the heading will be our game, rock, paper, scissors, game. Then we have P tag, which will be indicating choose rock, paper, or scissors. And we will have 3 buttons that will be one for rock, one for paper, and one for scissors. So button is for rock, and we'll be using ID to access to select our element from this document. So we give it an ID of rock, then we duplicate these 3 times. So this one will be paper, an ID of paper, and this one will be scissors. Scissors, and save this and try to check. So let me turn off this live server. So, okay, this is our HTML, and we can try to have it on both sides. We can, so that we can be seeing what we'll be building. So I hope my screen is visible, both the VS Code and the browser. Hey, can somebody
Yes, it's
confirm?
visible.
Both are visible.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can try to give them some styling, so that's look nice. So our styling will, I do an inline styling. So I add the styles tag there. Let's give it a background. Let's target body. Let's give it a background of that color. Let's give it a font family of Arial, and give it that. Then text align, center, and also margin. Give it 0 and padding 0. And we save. You can see now our background is that color dark gray, and we can also try to give our H1 tags. So our H1, give it margin top of 40 pixels. And also try to give it margin bottom of 20 pixels, and can also give it a color of the same dark gray. And I think or we can give it this is a background. I can try changing this to be to that one. So yeah. And also our paragraph, we can also give it a styling to look well. So we give it a font size of 18 pixels, color can give it that, and also margin bottom, we give it 0 pixels. We save, and that's how our p tag is looking good, nicely well there. And also let's target this our button to look nice. So we can buttons, and let's give them background color the same with our H1. Let them give them color of save. Yeah, they are looking nice. So let's give them some, let's remove the borders, which are, you can see there are some borders. We can remove them with the CSS property, borders, none. Yeah, right that way. Then padding of 10 px top and bottom, 20 px left and right. So the first gives the banding top and bottom, and the second gives the left and right. If we save, you can see now they have like banding, they are center positions. Can give them margin of 10%, 10 pixels to give them space in between them that way. And we can also give them border radius of 5 pixels. Yeah. And also when you move over your pointer, your cursor to this, it should be a pointer. So a property called cursor, and I give it cursor, give it pointer, and also some transition. Transition, let's give it background. Background color 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds. Yeah. And I think that's enough for our CSS, so we can hand a button over. I'm trying to make our page to be more readable and nice. So button, we have over melon there, a CSS, and you can just give it a background color of that. Save. You can see when you hover on the button, they are changing the color. So, and also on our HTML, remember we have to include another p tag for our results, where when you click rock, where you see the results here, like maybe you tie, maybe rock paper, rock beats paper, or paper beats scissors. So let's give it a p tag, and with a 90, with a 90 of results. Save, and we can try to give it a CSS. So let's use this ID to give it CSS. So it's hashtag the ID name. You give it a font size of 24 pixels, and color to dark gray, and margin top, so that it should not margin top of 20 pixels. Let's save, and I think with that we can go now with the JavaScript part of it. We have 3 buttons here: the rock, paper, and scissors, and also our p tag, where we'll be displaying our results here at the bottom. So at the bottom, I include my script there. I not need to link my script here. I just type it here directly. So we will include script tag there. You can go on. So our first script is to target the buttons. Target the buttons and elements. So we use remember we have 3 different ways of selecting the buttons. So we can access by class name, ID, or the query selector. But for now, we shall be using the ID selector method to select our element. So our first will be const rock button. Rock button. Remember to select our document to select our element. You must use the keyword document dot get element by ID, because we have only ID, so we shall be selecting our buttons using the ID, and then you give it the name of the ID, which is our first one is paper. Also, this one is rock, and we shall have 3 of them. The first one will be paper button with this ID name, and the last one will be scissors button, and we give it this ID here. And also we have a variable, another variable for storing our results and displaying them on our HTML document. So we will have const result, let's call it element, which is equals to document dot get element by ID, and our ID is these results. So we have the three. We have selected all the elements on our button. So, and if we save, oh, I think we have an error. So let me try to figure it out. No, it's here. It should be block. It'll be rock, then paper. Hey, what's not happening? Oh, we have two buttons here. Yeah, and now we have the three, we have selected all the elements, our buttons, and also the result element. The next one is now to add the event listeners on these buttons. And our first event listener will be our rock button. So it will be rock button dot and event listener, which is a click. We'll be listening for the click. And if it's clicked, it will call back a function which is we shall be implementing it at the bottom. So it's free rock. So we shall implement all the three buttons using this functionality. So we should have for paper and also for scissors. So these are for paper and also for scissors. So this one will be pre-paper function. And this one will be for scissor function. So with that, we have abandoned our listeners. We first of all, remember our game we shall be playing through using the computer. So we need to define a function that will be generating random choices for our computer. So we shall have a function with a math.random function, which will be using to randomize select for the computer's choice. So our function will be, let's give it, we have first of all to declare the three arrays. The way to declare arrays, you can use const choices. Then initialize the arrays with the three options. So our first one will be rock, paper, and scissors. Then we need to randomize randomize the index of this element. So we have another variable const. We can call it a random index, which is equals to now our math.random function, which will be math.flow then our function will be math.random. Then to get a whole number, we multiply it by the number of our arrays. We have 3 arrays, so we can multiply it using 3 to get a random number, which is 0, 1, or 2, because the index of our arrays, this is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index 2. So if you multiply by 3, the number which will be generated, a random generated, it will be always 0, 1, or 2. So and with that, now we can select these arrays, we can return our result, then access our choices using the random variable that has been generated by our function here. So here we shall have the random index. So that's our function for the computer to select its choice. So we can comment out that set computer choice function So we are done with that. Now we can go on and add these our functionalities for the pre-rock function, pre-paper function, and pre-scissors function. And now output the result when you click rock, and you call this function for computer, the randomized, and get any choice here. And if it chooses the rock, it's a star. If it chooses a scissor, I think rock beats scissors, or if it chooses a paper, paper beats rocks. And let's go on to our first function here. So it will be our first function. There will be the rock function. So, and guys, if you have a question, you can ask or chat on the chat box. I will respond. So, or in case you don't understand anything, you can. So first of all, you have to get the computer's choice. So you have a variable for storing the computer choice. So it will be const computer choice, which is equals to our function, this function here. we didn't give it a function, so there will be, remember these are functions, so we have to get computer choice function, and open the curly brace and close it here. We have an error. Let me check where we have an error. So let me copy it from the previous code. So this is our function, the computer. So we have an array of rock, paper, and scissors. Then we have a random index variable, which is generated using the math.random function, and also returns the index of this variable. And that index, we use it to access these arrays using the index 0, 1, or 2. So our first function, rock function, would be first of all to get the computer's choice, where we get by calling the get computer's choice function. Then if we use the if condition to check if computer's choice is rock. And remember, this is our rock function, so we have to, let me, for the purpose of take a rest time, let's copy that and come. So this is our pre-rock function. We first of all declare a computer choice variable, which is gotten from the function computer choice. Then we use the if statement to check the result. So if the computer choice is rock, and remember our choice is rock here, so that one to be a tie, which now you are appending it to the results. This is our variable here, where we declared it here, the results. Then we use the function text context to append the HTML. Then we use the if, else if the computer choice is paper. Remember, paper beats rock. So the result will be euros, because paper beats rock. And when if not a rock or paper, so it will be scissors. So if the computer's choice will be scissors, you will win, because the rock beat scissors. And this is the same implementation we shall implement using the paper button and scissor button. So we come to the next function. So this one will be pre scissor function. So remember, we have to always to get the computer's choice first, then you compare with your choice. So remember, when you press scissor, you have clicked the scissor button. So you have to check the computer's choice. So with the select, let me. So if we select our first one is rock, always remember rocks beat scissors. So here our text will be euros exclamation, then you can say a message rock beat scissors. Then if the choice is paper, so if you lose it here, so if the choices was rock, you lose. So but if computer's choice is paper, you win, because scissors beats paper. And if the computer's choice is scissors, obvious. If your choice is scissors and the computer's choice is scissors, it's a tie. So here it will be a tie. Yeah, and that's the function of the functionality of pre-scissors. And the last one will be the pre-paper function. Always, first of all, the first thing is to check the computer's choice, then compare with your choice. And if computer's choice is rock, you win, because paper beats rock. So here it will be win, because paper beats rock. Then if the choice is paper, obvious, it will be a tie. It's a tie. And if the computer's choice is scissors, you lose, because scissors beat papers. You lose. Scissors beat paper. And by that, our code is done. We have the three variables here to select our element. Then we declare, we add the event listeners, the click function. Then whenever the rock button is clicked, it's calls the pre-rock, the pre-rock function, this one. So if you click the paper button, it calls the paper button, the pre-paper function, this one. And if you click the scissors button, it will call this pre-paper, the pre-scissor button, which is this one. And remember, when you get the choice, the results, you always append it using the text context function. And if we save this and we look it on our browser, and if we click rock, you lose, because paper beats rock. And if you click rock again, the choice of the computer is rock, so it's a tie. So that's where you are seeing here, it's a tie. Then if you click paper, It's a tie because also the random it's picked a paper, so it's a tie again. And if you click again, paper, you lose because scissors beats paper. The same with scissors. If you click scissors, the random choice of computer is scissors, so it's a tie. Then if you click again, it's maybe a tie, then you click again, you lose because rock beats scissors. So that's a simple implementation of our rock, paper, scissors game. I hope guys you enjoyed. And now it's time for Q&A session. If you have any question, you can ask. Anyone with a question? David, Brian, anyone with a question, please?
Good evening.
Yes.
I was asking the purpose of in the function get computer choices, the purpose of random math.flow and math.random.
Oh, let me share my screen again and explain. So the purpose of this math.random it's to generate a value, a number from 0 to 0.999. Then we multiply it by 3 so that we can get a result of 3, 0, 1, or 2. And if we try to run this function alone, so let's have a new value here and call it app.js. And we have our function here. So we have an array there. Then we have a function to randomize the number, then multiply it by 3, so that you can get a number which is 0, 1, or 2. Because these items in our array, this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. And if we try to run this function here, we have to console the result. So console.log this the return index. So if we console that and save and run again, so you have an error. Choices is not defined. So let me drag. Let's run it there this way. Node app.js. Oh, you have an error. So as I try to figure out, so the purpose of this random function is to get a whole number which is 0, 1, or 2, which will be used here to access our arrays from this random index here. So this random index, it will always be 0, 1, or 2. And using those index, we shall access this array using that random index. I think that is more understandable now. So let me try to debug. I don't know why choice is not defined. Choices. Oh, just made an error. But basically the return of this, it will be always be rock, paper, or scissors, depending with the number of the random number which will be generated using this random function here. Am I clear? New generation, are you now able to understand what's the purpose of random function?
Yes, so it chooses the three numbers without an order, random.
Yeah, the random, it's a randomized any number. It might be 0 and it might be 0 twice. But it's always a random, so it's always not use the ascending order or descending order. It will be random. That's why when you play the game, you can see if you
Okay.
yeah. So if you play the game, the first when you click rock, you lose because paper beats rock, and you click rock again. Maybe it has repeated the choice again, the rock, and you click again, you have a different answer because rock beats scissors. The same with paper. That's high because the computer's choice for now it's paper, so it's a tie. And you click again, also a tie, and also you click again, you win because paper beats rock. And the same functionality works with scissors. Any button you work, it will get a random variable for the computer and compare it with your choice. And with our functionality here, and with our functionality here, it will always choose one. If you play rock, this is the first element to be displayed on your browser. If the computer's rock is the computer's choice is rock, it will be always a tie. If it's computer's paper is computer's choice is paper, the display is this. If the scissors, if the computer's choice is scissors, this is the text that will be displayed. Anyone else? Anyone else with a question? Before we conclude on today's meeting, I'll be sharing the recording so that you can go, and also the code that I was using. And with that much, I think we can conclude our meeting. Thank you guys for attending today's meeting. We are glad to have you over here. So before next week, Friday, we shall be communicating what next, because up to now, I think we are at a point where you have exhausted the JavaScript basics. So we can opt now going to the frameworks, and also maybe we have another project with a Charity was to have a project today, but due to we're having exams, so she and somehow busy, so she couldn't make it. So by next week, probably should have a one, and also we shall decide what next. Brian, anything to conclude? For David, for Cherimo, or Gideon? Now we have 5 MLSA in our group.
Yeah, I think what I can say is that thank all the attendees who started this session. And, it has been